Hi, my name is Sam Sanders, and this is my interpersonal final reflection. First of all, I really enjoyed this class, really enjoyed seeing how the process, I guess, to paying attention to ourselves and burnout in this job and field. So for the first one, your values and how they will impact your future in interpreting. So I value time with other people, being social. I think this will impact my future in interpreting greatly. I'll be able to be around people and others and get my job done. I enjoy working with other people. Like, I already work on campus, and everyone there is like my best friends. I love being around people. I also value hard work and do my job right. So I think with interpreting, I'll be fulfilling in both the social aspect and the overall job. Again, on campus, I work at the pool and I have cleaning shifts, and I value doing things right rather than having to do it again and doing it not at the right. I don't know. Why do it wrong? Do it right the first time. You don't have to do it again. Lastly, I value freedom, whether that be choosing my schedule or choosing what type of work I want to do in the interpreting field. I can tie this to my job again. Now, I value being able to choose my schedule and showing when I'm available and working when I want to, basically. So my identities that shape my language and perception of the work. I identify as many things: a friend, a daughter, hard worker, and many more. I think my value and identity of friendship will help me build connections in the workforce. I also think that since I value hard work and being the best I can be, I will strive to do my best in the work that I'm doing. Ethical decisions making and how you will balance honoring the integrity of your consumers and your own personal well-being. I think personally, I try to go into anything with an open mind. I find myself pretty neutral in most situations. Yes, there might be times where I might mess up and I need to honor the consumer and right my wrongs. But there are also cases where me, as the producer, producing the work, and me as my own person, will need to stand up for myself. If any situation they are harming me, my well-being, or me as a whole, I know that I will need to make the right decision and standing by my name, me as a worker. Ideas for how you can avoid burnout or respond when you notice feelings of burnout. I personally have already experienced burnout several times this term, whether that be my current place of work, my schooling, and school and work at the same time. It's been a big adjustment for me in my time of life. In this time of my life, working the amount of hours I have been has been the most I've ever worked while doing school full time. I've also been the amount of hours while tackling school, it's caused exhaustion. I've been practicing self-care, whether that be taking time off of the gym and resting, or even going back to the gym after a burnout. So this term, I got really into the gym, taking care of myself this summer, and that was my therapy, as a lot of people say. That was what made me feel me. When I had problems this summer or before school started, the gym was my place. That was how I took care of myself. But this term, since I was working so much and school, walking everywhere, standing, doing a lot of things, I had to take time off the gym, and that was, for me, a form of self-care, because I do rest. I found that self-care was both resting but also needing that movement. So it just depended on what my life looked like at that time. It can be interchangeable with anyone and anything. I think with anything, how it sorry, I just little empty brained for a second. But yeah, I think self-care can come in any form, whether it be taking care of yourself, putting a face mask on, hair mask, anything, taking a nice bath, like going on a walk, reading for 15 minutes. Anything can be self-care. And I think any of them, it just, when you notice that you need something, you do it. You're being self-aware. How the DCS framework and supervision can be used as a tool to improve your own reflective practice. So at first, I was not too fond of the idea of the thought of the supervision, and I thought of it as like a group session. But after watching the video and the assignment, I think that I would heavily rely on those for feedback and to help myself be self-aware of what's going on in my life and my current work. I think getting an outside perspective from someone else, like a mentor, a peer, anyone, be very helpful for not only myself, but anyone in this field, and even getting others, and anyone in any other fields, not even interpreting, like being a teacher, just any other sort of worker, it might be beneficial. I also, I don't know, the idea of the supervision was a little bit scary because I felt like if it was a big group, people might be condescending, and like some people might be scared to like speak up. I find that happens a lot in some classes where there's bigger personalities and smaller personalities, and they might be as smart as each other and might put in as much work as each other. This person who has a bigger personality and is more comfortable with other people might be louder and more out there and speak up and get their problems fixed. And this person who isn't as out there, I would say, might feel like they are putting them down. Just many things can like scare people away like that. And also the DCS framework, I really enjoy doing those observations. I've done them for other classes before, so I've always enjoyed them. Like, never heard someone say they enjoyed an assignment, but those assignments, I enjoy them because it helps me be more aware of like, where would you be if you're an interpreter in this situation, this setting? Where would you be standing? What would you be doing? How would you be communicating with these people, or even with the person that's presenting or speaking? So I really enjoy those. The last one, why self-care and monitoring of interpersonal demands is important in your future practice of interpreting. I think self-care and monitoring my interpersonal self and demands is hugely important. I found that even about halfway through this term, I experienced burnout bad, like really bad. I was overworking myself, working the most I ever have been. Getting back into school, like full-time school in person after the summer was tough because the summer I was at home, going to the gym, not working. I had a class or two, but they were really quick, really short. It took a big toll on my physical health, and I had a few weeks of illnesses and doctor's visits. I think it was important for me to see that rock bottom burnout. So I know for the future to watch out for potentially what's happening for myself, because in the long run, it took me out of work for longer than a small break to avoid the burnout that would have lasted. So like, if I took a week off or a couple days off because I've been working too much, that would have been a shorter amount of than me taking a week or 2 weeks off of work because I was sick. And I couldn't put it in my all for that work because I was sick. I was hurt. I was not fully there. So that took a lot more time out of my work and my personal time than preventing burnout would. So thank you very much. I really enjoyed this class and hope to see you again.